Timespinner Randomizer action for you. We have a matchup between Ezra3 and Roenmaru. Pretty excited about all this. I'm here joined in the commentary booth by Zed. How's it going, Zed?
It's going great. Happy to be here again. So much fun watching these races, seeing what they're all up to.
Yeah, this is a second chance bracket matchup. So whoever doesn't come out ahead here does have their tournament journey ending here, which is a bummer. But sometimes someone's got to lose, right? So the other player will have their journey continuing in that second chance bracket. It's always perilous, but things can happen in these tournaments, and one of these second chance bracket people are eventually going to make it to the finals. So it's going to be exciting to see exactly who that is. We have a lot of really good players down here in this bracket.
Yeah, I just recently got knocked down there. I believe Planeswater, our 1 seed for the tournament, got knocked down here as well. It's been a wild tournament for everyone. Lots of upsets. It's really what the flags this year have led to.
Yeah, we have Planeswater and Urza, our number 1 and number 2 runners from last year's tournament, are both in the second chance bracket. So we've got a lot to look forward to in terms of exciting matchups.
And this is going to be fun too. That is a gun plus and bombardment plus.
And bombardment plus.
We've got damage. Damage of both main types. We've got sharp damage and blunt damage. We're so chilling for damage on this seed.
Oh, this is great.
We love to see it.
Gun orb and bombardment plus, and this also means that shattered orb is going to be plus if they find it. So that's another really great melee option for both of our runners as we get going. All right, and we'll see what our opening routes are. We do have a cool little Empress robe there to start us off. Not like we were really desperate for damage, but that'll help.
Yeah, but who's really complaining about getting more damage?
Yeah, I wouldn't. And an economizer ring, just in case.
Economizer ring, just in case we didn't have enough damage. Here, be able to cast more Shattered plus, or Bombardment plus.
Yep, and Roenmaru getting some early experience out of these birds. And Ezra3 opting to just kind of run past things. And going and grabbing this warp. Roenmaru getting some off-screen kills of those moths with that gun orb. It's pretty good. I wonder if that's practiced.
You know, it could be. Or you could just get lucky.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I do.
You're playing a randomizer. If you're not playing your luck a little bit, you're doing it wrong.
Here we go. We have a divergence. We've got bombardment plus. I didn't see a map check. I don't know.
I didn't either.
But yeah, I guess we'll see who's here. It looks like it's Ilana, not my favorite to find as an early boss fight, and Roenmaru's gonna have to think about it. Well, that is a Celestial Sash on Ezra3's side. Yeah, and Roenmaru just kind of runs right past. But yeah, that's an early Celestial Sash, so that is our infinite vertical movement. No problem there.
Or a blast plus, just in case we didn't have enough good damage types. There's another good damage type.
It's a great damage type for Ilana, as it so happens. Ezra getting bullied a little here by that one bombardier, but yeah, eventually he's just scaredy cat and let's go. And there's your Shattered Orb plus, in case you were wondering where it was. Now, it'll be interesting. Gun Orb is pretty popular when it's a plus orb, so it is likely that we're not going to see a switch off of that until it becomes like a weakness. Or right now. Ezra going and saying, you know what? I'll take it.
If we get what we were hoping for when we were generating the seed, I think it's deserved that they get all plus to start with.
Yeah, I guess a little peek
Because
behind the curtain. We were talking about what we wanted to see, and I just said I wanted to see the lab, and then Zed said I want to see a double dip of the lab because of Oculus Ring, and I was like, well, hold on. If we're going that far, why don't we see a triple dip of the lab because of Oculus Ring and tablet? And that's kind of what we landed on. Meanwhile, we do have a V card and a gear over here in the castle ramparts, so we're cruising along for sure.
yeah, we've got no issues with dealing with the enemies. They all
Crimson Vortex?
die to one of our weapons or another.
Of course, Crimson Vortex is plus.
Of course,
Why
the only
wouldn't it
minus
be?
orb we've seen is eye.
Oh, that's a good call. Quadra visit because of Ravenlord.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
We just don't see the lab anymore, so it only makes sense that we eventually do get like 4 visits in a single seed. All right, so Ezra3 making his way through that basement loop, breaking some eggs, and we'll see if there's anything juicy here.
Roenmaru taking a little bit more time, farming up a little bit of experience. Especially early, can't really blame people for trying to go for a little bit more experience.
Yeah,
It
and
uses
when
your
we start
health,
inverted like
uses your
this,
overall
yeah.
tankiness.
When we start inverted like this, you are underleveled. You're not supposed to be in the past yet, so you kill a couple enemies, you get a couple levels, like, for free. So it's really just kind of a balance of, like, okay, when do you stop, and when do you start actually progressing? Roenmaru gonna have the experience points advantage, but obviously Ezra3 having the movement advantage, having gone all this way, and, oh, there's a light wall.
Yeah, it's probably plus. We'll probably throw that on a secondary, cast it in a boss a few times, free damage or whatnot.
I mean, it's probably plus, yeah. So
That's
military
military
hangar.
hangar.
Oh, with that
That's
elevator
presence.
key card.
Yes, we can access the entirety of, or we can get to the library is what I was trying to say, not the entirety of present.
Everything left of the lasers, minus some one-off checks, obviously.
Onesie twosies.
Little onesie twosies. See, people keep
in this
attributing
preset-
me for that. Is that a regional thing? I didn't make that up.
No, but I guess you were kind of the first person to say it in the context of these flags, so
I guess.
you know what, you get to keep it. You can own that.
All right, Ezra hanging out. Nope, going military hangar. I actually really think this is a very exciting play. You don't have to go get those warp shards yet, because you are going to get them in the library, right? So you don't need them. You have the elevator key card. You can make it to the library. It's a good portal to have for later, just for sheer warping around purposes. So this is a very fun play. You are going to leave behind a couple of things, but just with the way the tower is, chances are you were going to do that anyway. So make your way to the library, see what's there. There's plenty of checks, and we'll see if... Oh,
that's ancient pyramid.
It is the ancient pyramid
Yeah.
entrance, so we do not have the cheaty way into the end of the pyramid, but we do have Sash, so not really something that matters all that much. Oh, Roenmaru picked up a warp shard somewhere, it looks like.
Yeah, there
That's
was
interesting.
one, I believe, on their way over that
Oh, okay.
I saw just out of a chest.
It wasn't an enemy drop, got it.
Yeah. So I do believe both of our runners have. Granted,
Well, that makes things even better.
With Ezra in stride here is just going to be able to purchase another 8.
Yeah, we do have a twins check over here from Roenmaru. So this is a divergence. If something important is here, then that could be big deal early in this seed. Yeah, he's finally saying, oh yeah, remember how I have this economizer ring and this bombardment plus? I should probably use that, huh? Yeah, and there it is, just like that.
There's another warp shard.
Yeah, there is another warp
library.
shard. It's just an old coat. So nothing there, but there is a Kobo in the tower, which is on the way to the library, and
More checks in stride, less backtracking.
I don't want to say necessarily that this has happened in a previous race already, but Kobo being required early in a seed just because of the total lack of other progression has happened. Now, we do have a lot of other stuff to do, but it is something to keep an eye on, that Kobo check.
We've got a little bit to do. We have the entirety of Lake Serene, not the underwater part, but we can go over the top now with that sash, or we can go to Lake Desolation. Actually, we haven't seen a map check. We don't know if Lake Desolation is flooded.
Yeah, I haven't seen a map check
it doesn't
either.
flood time, so we'd still be able to get everything.
But here is a divergence, and there's a spindle for Ezra. That's really good find. Obviously, the more time spinner pieces you have, the earlier in the seed, the better. Wouldn't consider it an advantage necessarily. That's something Roenmaru is definitely going to check. It's not like an out-of-the-way thing. But Roenmaru is heading up into Alana's Towers, where Ezra went to the library. So we'll see if we find like a D card or a tablet over here in Alana's Towers. That would make this path through the library a little more efficient for Roenmaru. But in the meantime, we've got a spindle and a Kobo and a warp over on Ezra's side that Roenmaru will have to find eventually. Lab glasses. Those are nice.
Ezra kind of setting up like he's looking at taking on this Ifrit spot.
Well, you might just check the first chest, or save and quit out of it, depending on what the boss is. This is not bad. This is actually a really good boss to find here with Bombardment Plus. Boots kind of does sit still. If you face tank directly into him, you're going to die, though, because, yeah, that is it.
Yeah.
That's the risk you take. That is a huge bummer for Ezra.
Yes, the Ifrit spot is, like, what you could almost consider a post-game location. It
didn't save in the library.
Oh, no.
Oh, so Ezra's got to go.
Save after completing the towers?
Yeah, at least.
So not too much time lost.
Yeah, at least did save after on the left side of the tower. That would have been devastating if he hadn't saved since before going into the tower. That is rough. A little bit of a time loss having to reloot all these things and go back to the Merchant Crow and buy all your warp shards again, re-equip all the things that you had equipped. Pick up the spindle again, obviously. Oh, there's a security key card A for Roenmaru. Finally, something over in Alana's Tower that actually is progression.
Yeah. It is one check, but it'll be one check that he doesn't have to backtrack for if he does choose to do it when he warps to the military hangar warp.
Yeah, was that a drop of a captain's cap from the fire mages?
I did not see.
Yeah, I saw Roenmaru equipping a captain's cap, which is a huge find. Gas mask is also a pretty good find.
Yep, Jim confirming that it was in fact a drop. There are lab glasses in backer room, so we're not missing out on too much there.
We've got to change over to wind. Yeah, we've seen Roenmaru do this. Mashing buttons and just going back and forth using two different orb setups to do this orb swapping technique, just melting through the damage required to defeat Sandman at Alana. This is well done here. Going to set up for bombardment for the hourglass phase and just there's a captain's cap it out of the lore just there. So see you later, Sandman. That was great fight from Roenmaru. Great fight, actually.
Well done.
Okay, we've got left of the library here on Ezra's side.
There was not, unless you really think the soul scanner is important, which, you know, I personally do. I like to know the names of the enemies as I'm hitting them. But not progression.
Okay, well, Roenmaru... Oh, yeah, Ezra just took out Boots. I almost missed that the fight was happening. Roenmaru going and looking like he's going to check Bat Ledge. So, does have that present access, obviously. And there's our first pink on Plasma Geyser Plus on Ezra's side. On
that means we have a Plasma Plus.
The tank jump, which is nice to find.
I wonder if either of our runners will swap to that Plasma Orb. Another popular orb when it is plus.
Yeah, I would say that's inevitable, honestly.
It also benefits more from the damage rando than other orbs, just like gun. But it
Yeah.
can also benefit from our arguably two strongest rings of the Shadow Seal and the Leak Ring, which increase its damage. And us speedrunners, we like dealing more damage. Damage is good, as we all know.
Damage per second. It's you know, when you want less seconds, you want more damage. It's basic math, Zed.
It truly is.
Meanwhile, Roenmaru grabbing these upper caves checks. We'll see if there's anything spicy here. It does not look like it.
Maybe no. Or maybe we won't.
And
Unfortunately, both of our runners having some slight issues.
oh,
And we've got Ezra back.
did dip and go skeleton. I'm looking at the tracker. Nothing on the tracker. Well,
Ezra
maybe it was a
water
royal
mask.
ring. Oh, there was a water. Wait, where was the water mask?
There was a water mask somewhere in Lake Desolation. Or
there was about a minute of gameplay that we missed from Ezra's side, and somewhere in there was
fire under the water. So
pyro ring underwater. Yeah, somewhere in Lake Desolation there was a water mask. We have a spider health check from Roenmaru. Anyway, what I was trying to say before was that Leak Ring and Shadow Seal are both great. Plasma also great with Star of Lachiem. That third plasma orb is really important. Just really struggling. He's on the verge of dying here, so he probably wants to just abandon this.
There's a Frozen Spires plus. That is my personal favorite spell as of recently.
It's a good spell. It hits a lot of the room, a nice room clearer. It hits some weaknesses that are pretty good.
It's only bad against 2 bosses.
Yeah.
Which is really good. It's strong against 4, I believe. And
there's an Oculus ring find.
We're not gonna have to double dip.
No, there's no double dip, and it's a great place to find it because it's right next to a breakable wall.
There's that ancient pyramid warp for Roenmaru.
There it is. Yeah, so Roenmaru is going to make his way over to the library. He basically just has that A card and the gas mask over Ezra, which, I mean, I'm not going to say those aren't important because those open up Zarian Caves, which has a bunch of checks in it. Gas mask puts 2 checks in logic after defeating the Maw. I don't know. I guess Lake Serene did it have water in it? So, yeah, you don't have the B card. You can't go there.
Gotta go around.
Yeah, this is the right to left tower. Meanwhile, Ezra3 fighting the Emperor Nuvius at Azure Queen, and this should be over shortly. Said shortly. There you go.
There you go. Shortly, as we were saying.
There you go. And burning these vines, and we'll see what we got here. Just a max health up. And a max sand up.
Oh, max sand. But more importantly than either of those, we did burn those vines, so we're able to do upper Lake Desolation checks.
Yeah, it looks like that's what Ezra's gonna go do right now. All right. So far, upper lake. And as soon as I'm trying to commentate on it, it freezes. Of course. We're gonna see what's behind the vines. Maybe it's on the tracker, and we'll see it there. But meanwhile, Roenmaru clearing out some of the stuff in the library that Ezra's already done. There's nothing here that Ezra had to abandon that Roenmaru won't also have to abandon. We'll see if Roenmaru tries to take this this fight at Ifrit as well, although obviously Roenmaru has a little bit of an advantage there. The captain's cap is a little bit better than the lab glasses. Thinking about it, and decided not to. Okay, well, that's fair.
Yeah, that's completely valid.
I
A
don't know
lot
if
of
he saved.
AP, a lot of damage. You're still pretty low health.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if he saved. So, that,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you don't really know what's behind that door. You do have a warp shard. You can check just that one. Oh yeah, selling the gilded egg. There you go.
Fortunately, I don't think we saw anything good in either shop.
I mean, Locky and me sons aren't anything to sneeze at.
Yeah, I suppose the healing is not insignificant. When I'm looking through, healing items are like secondary in my brain, and really they
Oh yeah,
probably
I
should
mean,
be.
you do
I
just
look at
kind of
that
assume you're gonna pick them up,
first.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going back. He found Locky and me sons, and I'm like, oh, never mind. I've got this.
How effective are those? They're like
They're like
at least
300
200.
something healing, I think.
Yeah, they're probably still a full heal for.
Yeah, they are, I believe, the best healing item in the game because you only get one ever for your birthday.
You know, that would make sense.
Reviewing his options, maybe setting up Nether Orb for the laser, or just staying safe and ducking down. Zeus is being really, really nice here.
The perfect distance away to just keep crouched.
Yeah, Roenmaru able to take 4 hits instead of just the 2 that Ezra had to deal with. So, able to make a lot more progress here. I still liked Ezra's bombardment play here for the damage, but Roenmaru's still doing quite a bit here with his tech that he's got here for the orb swapping.
Looks like Ezra's making their way back into the Royal Towers, covering what Roenmaru's already seen. So
Yep.
we know that they will find the A card in there.
There will be a floor check here, and I don't know what it was. Don't think I see it on the tracker, though, so it might not have been anything. There's a gear behind the Ifrit check, though.
And that is really unfortunate to Ezra, who's probably not thinking about those checks.
Yeah, not at all. Especially because he already knows what one of them is.
Yeah. It's a lot more enticing when you can get all 3 in stride, but once you know that the first one's bad and you still have the 5,000 HP tank in the way, you're kind of put off from that.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a last location, which is very unfortunate because, again, it does have that gear behind it.
Hopefully here we'll be able to see where that water mask was.
Right, yeah, it's going to be coming up soon, one would hope. We're going to have a very rapid
we
boots
know
fight.
it's in Lower Lake Desolation somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, Ilana fight here from Ezra, getting that gas mask. I think we're about to see a bit of a divergence here. Just a guess. We're probably going to see a divergence in the mock caves. Or a convergence here, my bad.
Yeah, you could see a convergence there, but I could also see Roenmaru take that A card and maybe go to Zarion.
Well, that would be a play, for sure.
We've seen a lot of weird plays like this.
And we've seen them work, too. That's the main thing.
Yes, absolutely. These flags absolutely have that. Well, it might just work.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so Ezra's going to be heading over to the right towers. Again, nothing really here that Roenmaru hasn't seen. The only thing that Ezra had in Royal Towers was that one quick floor check at the very beginning. And that turned out to be, I believe, nothing. I'm not 100% certain, but it's not showing up on the tracker, whatever it was, so.
Yeah. I don't know if he checked Yaskri or our pink door.
All right.
He did return with 2 pink items, actually.
Yeah.
And Plasma Geyser.
Yeah, that would be something that Roenmaru wouldn't have had. Okay, well, speaking of the Zarian cave play, Ezra's just going.
So why not?
All right, why not? You've got the gear, you've got some levels. You can face tank
Maybe
most of these
wouldn't be face
mushrooms.
tanking this much. But that's me. I am a fan of early Maw caves and Zerion caves, because the mushroom towers give, frankly, a lot of experience.
So much experience, but you know, if you're face tanking them and
I
not
like
killing them, it
going in
doesn't really do
early
much.
and maybe farming a few levels while I'm in there.
So I'm a little confused. Where was that water mask?
That is a good question.
Oh, was it on skeleton?
It may have been on skeleton.
Oh, because Roenmaru just tagged the portal and left.
Well,
Roenmaru
if he doesn't have the
but
water mask, do you think he's gonna return to Lixarine?
nope. So yeah, he's just going.
He's going into Zerion.
Well, we'll see if he turns around once he gets the water mask here.
I also didn't see if he checked the.
Yeah, there it is.
On the skeleton.
And he's going. All right, here we go. I said it was going to be Maw Caves. I was off by a few hundred years.
I said they might go to Zerion Caves. And it was...
There you are.
Same idea, but different time periods.
Yeah, I guess just feeling that A card after they picked it up.
Where was Oculus? Oculus was
oh, it was in Upper Lake. Yeah, Upper Lake Serene.
It was next. It was in the room next to the breakable wall.
Yeah.
Funnily enough.
So I don't know if we saw. I know Ezra reset out of it, so if there's nothing here at least. Roenmaru's not even checking the treasure chest, or is he?
Nope.
Yes, he is. Okay.
We're going back for it.
Yeah.
Not gonna be able to do the breakable wall. Did not pick up that Oculus ring.
Yeah, I think the big story here so far is that gear behind Ifrit. That's going to be pretty much the decider until Ezra thinks to do it, which again, already knowing that one of those checks is nothing, it's kind of an ugly feeling to do it. I feel like at that point you just got to assume that there's nothing there. The smart play obviously would be literally anything else, fighting that. Maybe when you're back in the area and you're higher level, you just kind of go check it out. Maybe after you find a tablet or something, right?
Yeah, the tablet could be a good reason to go back, since you do have that one download on the way to Backer Room.
Yeah, that's kind of, you're already in the area. You've got the levels, you got the damage per second. We also saw Ezra duck out before the actual Zerion fight, so this will be another interesting thing if Roenmaru decides to do that, is Ezra3 just nukes Ilana at Kantaran for the pleasure of that Plasma Orb plus. Not a bad find from Ilana.
Absolutely not. I do think Roenmaru is definitely feeling pretty comfortable with the damage and is going for more of those boss kills. We did see him take on the twins, which has been a pretty common skip from most runners.
Yeah, here he goes.
Obviously.
I mean, I'm not surprised. You don't take the Ifrit dip and fight the Ifrit spot, and only to not do Zerion.
Yeah.
He is going to grab a save, though. Like, come on. Oh, man. Another Oculus check with nothing behind it for Ezra. Just a Mind Refresh Ultra.
Yeah.
And it's Ifrit at Zerion.
Ifrit at Zerion. What are we going to roll? Bombardment works pretty well.
Oh, Ice-Orb Plus. There you go. Okay.
Nice plus. Yes, that works.
Oh, did not. Yeah, okay. Nope. He's got it. Well, no, he's off a little. Oh, get in there. Oh, the D card at the Ice Orb location. So, pretty big find there from Ezra. Oh, so much damage. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, there went Zerion. Sometimes you just got to give up on the cheese and just crank the damage.
Yeah. D-card might also be a thing that gets Ezra to go back to that Ifrit location.
That is true. You're going to be right there in the
What
area.
you're looking for is a reason to be back in the library, and
yeah,
D-card is one of them.
When Maw Caves is right there, it's hard to do anything else, right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. we
With
could do
gas
the
mask in
entirety
tow,
of
even,
Maw
right?
Caves.
Like there's just
Yeah.
so many reasons to do Maw Caves, and 4 of them are in one room.
Exactly.
It's like Roenmaru's getting waterfall check here.
Yep. We haven't seen this out of Ezra, I don't believe.
It may have been frozen when it happened, but I don't believe we did either. And it's just a Midnight Cloak and a restorative. Oh, flooded caves. Well, that's a bummer.
Flooded Maw. Well, good thing they found that water mask.
Roenmaru going and checking
anyways.
these also, huh? This is an interesting call.
Yeah, usually you see these routed in after the Maw Caves. But, you know,
An Eternal Code.
everyone,
Sorry.
that's our best slot.
Yeah, that's behind Oculus. So, finally something. It's not progression, but it does pay off like at least a little bit for Ezra. And honestly, that might contribute to the revisit at that Kobo spot, that Ifrit spot.
Yeah. I mean, we bring it up because we know there's something important. For all we know, Ezra's just decided that if it's important, he's leaving it, which is entirely possible.
Yeah, it's a valid thing to do. I mean, it's 2 checks. They're as equally weighted as every other 2 checks in the game. As Roenmaru finds a Selensbangle underwater. Okay. Again, not progression, but it is something. We have a C card over in Maw Caves. Not bad. All right. So nothing really to show for it except for that Selensbangle for Roenmaru, and so far Ezra3 just rolling through Maw Caves, getting an Eternal Coat and a C key card. So that is Roenmaru's first fire. I forgot that was where their only fire was. That explains a lot about Roenmaru's routing now that I think about it. If you don't have fire, why would you go to Lake Serene, Upper Lake Serene?
No, I mean, for sure. A lot of runners do prefer to go through that with the fire in hand, just because you don't want to have to run back through it with fire.
Right.
Feels like a waste
just to
of time.
burn the vines. Like it's a rough ask.
Roenmaru's
All right.
gonna be taking up his plasma here shortly.
You have a triple Empire Orb coming
We're gonna
in.
punch Elena.
Yeah.
Days a few times. She's not gonna be happy about it. We do not care.
Yeah.
Roenmaru not making great use of spells, but
Sometimes it's just what you're most comfortable with. Those 3 Empires are doing 123 per. So like, if you're hitting fast enough, damage is damage. Roenmaru immediately saying, "Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that plasma orb." Having to find it in the menu, but yeah, there we go. That's Roenmaru switching to the plasma orb, getting a Frozen Spires plus.
Equip it, yes, equip it. Or
Oh, he's going for the fire. That's what he's doing. He's switching to fire. And Ezra going and getting these checks because it happens after the Maw Caves. Did Ezra didn't fight the Maw, did he?
Oh, went by it.
Okay. Has the gas mask, but like it's 2 checks, so already checked. And you know what? It's 2 checks, and Ezra3 literally got every other check in Upper Lake Desolation.
Yeah.
So it would literally, like, at this point, Ezra3 is fine to just say, okay, well, if it's time to do those 2 checks, it's time to do those 2 checks. I'll just go kill them all and do it. We'll see if...
I feel like Roenmaru is going to put off Upper Lake Desolation until they kill them all.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Roenmaru, honestly, running a lot like I do in a very completionist mindset. I want to get as many of these in one go as possible.
Yeah, it's actually more than just you. There are several runners I know of that have that same exact mindset. All right, here we go with a about 15 minutes later, Roenmaru's, oh my gosh, Plasma Plus is just taking it to Emperor Nuvius.
3-digit numbers. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, on a melee orb, like, come on.
Yeah.
And that's without Shadow Seal or Bleak Ring. That's just raw damage. Oh, Batcave was just spaghetti.
Why are we stealing the bat's spaghetti? That's rude of us. Put that back, Ezra.
I don't know if they were using it. It was kind of behind a secret wall.
It's their refrigerator.
It wasn't a treasure chest, so I guess that's fair. All right, Roenmaru, either going to Lower Desolation, definitely going to tag this Maw Warp. Wait. Is Ezra out of stuff to do that isn't the Everett fight? Wait, he's got D card, so he and C card, so he's got this.
D and C, so there's the.
Ironically, oh yeah, okay.
Hairpin.
Yeah, I was gonna say ironically, Ezra doesn't want progression to be here. Yeah, exactly. If Ezra had found something like a B card, I don't know if he would be doing this right now.
Yeah, but enough.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Spoke too soon.
Yeah, we're abandoning it.
Spoke way too soon, I guess.
I think I've done something to the chat room.
Oh no!
Please leave the bat's spaghetti alone, guys.
We have
They're
ice
so
box
hungry.
spaghetti.
They're so hungry. They haven't eaten in weeks because you guys keep stealing their spaghetti.
All right. Well, we have Nightmare at Varney, and he's dead.
And goodbye.
All right, just a sand up. So that is something that Ezra3 could do. There's one more check here.
Did he get the?
Oh, there's Spider Health too.
Do the A? There's also the breakable wall as well as the C card.
Oh yeah, the breakable wall in the metal, not the Metal Gear room, but like the air vents on the left side. All right, Roenmaru going into Maw Caves. And what we got here? Still nothing really progression behind Oculus.
Well, even if Ezra went to Ifrit, that's not progression. I mean, it is progression. It won't get him further in the seed. He does need it though.
Right, that's true. So that does mean progression's right here. Darn. Dang it. Dang it. So is it captain's? Is it crash checks? Is it the captain's checks? Like, what are we looking at here?
It might be the captain's checks. Oh, we have pyramid. That's right.
Oh yeah, we have the whole pyramid. They got that so long ago. I forgot about it.
We've got 5 checks in the pyramid. That's right.
All right. Well, just the sprite. Oh, of course, regret chest still available. Obviously, something's in regret chest. How foolish.
Yeah. With Oculus Ring and we haven't checked the pyramid, what are we up to, guys? That's 5 whole checks. Llama would be disappointed if you didn't check that.
All right, so Roenmaru cruising through Maw Caves. Ezra3 breaking new ground. Is checking a wet regret. Oh my gosh, come on. Come on.
He's got 5 checks left. 2 of them are... yeah, 2 of them are here, 2 of them are behind Ifrit, and 1's at the end of the pyramid.
What is the name of this chest? The before regret chest.
This is like his best chest, even if it takes approximately 19 years.
It's a laser access! They do exist!
Prison break.
Yeah,
Flag
remember that flag we're using? Where there are 3 laser gates that are opened by... Usually they're opened by the bosses that you defeat in the past, but now they're opened up by items that we can now explain because it's relevant?
Yeah. the remaining 3 checks are all going to be lasers, and we're going to see Ezra book it into the military hangar.
Yeah, you don't need the B card for military hangar. Whatever's in regret was keepable. Not seeing it on the tracker.
I feel like the only thing you would keep would appear on the tracker.
Yeah.
Unless it was like Empire Crown, maybe?
Galaxy earrings, maybe? I don't know. Definitely grabbed the save, so... Oh, it could have been Shadow Seal, perhaps? Shadow Seal's a big one.
Shadow Seal would be a keepable.
Alright, Roenmaru heading into the Maw area. We'll see if we get a fight here. Again, like, you don't fight Ifrit and fight Zarian, only to not fight the Maw.
I'm honestly surprised that he's even taking the save here.
Yeah, well, you don't really know. But, I mean, you kind of do know.
You might not know, but what you do know is that you have 460 HP.
Oh dear, that's a Merchant Crow at the last check before Sandman. Not progression, but could be relevant later in the seed if our runners do indeed find themselves in the lab for once. Anyway, the Maw's dead. It was Varney.
We are saving and going to the Ifrit locations. We're not going to find progression, but we are going to find a gear.
We are going to find a gear. And that'll be pretty much even game. Although we are thinking that captain's checks are going to have our progression. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah.
Like, did Ezra check Castle Loop? Perhaps?
Yeah, Ezra did get that Castle Loop.
I'm trying to think of things that...
check the breakable wall in Castle.
Yeah, that's what I mean, the breakable wall.
That's one.
Oh, Ezra did check it. No, that was Bat Ledge. Yeah, I have no idea. It's either there or it... I don't know. Well, hopefully we get Roenmaru's stream back, because he's probably going to be checking that shortly. He has already burned the vines after all.
And there's that gear for Ezra. Ezra
probably very
confused on where to go.
Or getting a gear, but not progression. Roenmaru going to Royal Towers.
Got the breakable.
Yeah, the breakable.
Breakable and
check and turn around.
Probably return for those two.
And it's another freeze, unfortunately. Ezra3 going to Spider Hell probably now. That's also another place that it could be, which would be if Roenmaru, I mean, didn't have plasma at the time, so turned back because... Oh, that was a B card wherever Roenmaru just went. Was that pink? No, because he's checking pink now.
Pink now.
Where was it?
Did Ezra forget to check floor?
No, Ezra checked floor for sure. Where was it?
Maybe he did Castle Loop.
Oh my gosh.
The Loop breakable.
Well, regardless, Roenmaru's going to be getting the last little bit of movement tech in the Succubus Hairpin. Ezra going and fighting Zarian, which we know, I believe, is a mind refresh. Such an interesting seed.
Yeah, this has turned into quite the seed.
Yeah. That one laser access gate that Ezra has from the pyramid, a big deal here, but captain's checks still actually kind of looking like progression. That B card doesn't really get... I mean, it gets them upper Zarian caves, right? Like, that's all it gets them right now without those laser gates. And
that's
they don't...
what it gets them currently, because what B card is normally for is those lab locations, just getting in there entirely.
All right, Ezra picking up some more warp shards. There has been a lot of warping in this seed. All right, so we've got a Valetian crown and a max health up.
It's
okay.
It's the B card.
It's Spider Hell. Yeah,
like it's got to be the B card at this point.
Yeah, it's that's the Upper Zarian Caves, and I don't know if Ezra did Spider Hell, but Siren's Cave is right there.
Those the Upper area and Siren. That's got to be where we're at.
Yeah. Roenmaru doing this stuff. Ezra has already checked these. I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
Oh, Rowan checked these too. He just hasn't done the breakable wall. Okay, Maul's dead on Ezra's side, and so we're gonna get captain's checks, which I guess was nothing.
It was nothing.
All right, who's gonna go there first? And it looks like it's gonna be Roenmaru, maybe going to Spider Hell first, and then going into the sewers, or just going right to the sewers.
We're going to the sewers now.
Oh, I keep saying sewers. I used to call the sewers all the time. The sewers is a different area. Upper.
The sewers is the area before the library.
Yeah, Upper Zarian.
I believe these are Siren Caves, and then the Ma Siren Caves are the Caves of Banishment.
Yeah. Yeah, the warp here is called Siren's Cave, so we'll just call this Siren's Cave, even though these aren't sirens, and the ones in the past are the sirens. These are the Ickers. All right, where are you going, Ezra? Math it out. Okay, going to Royal Towers. There has to have been something in the Royal Towers. Was the courtyard flooded?
I think it's the castle loop.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be, right? Courtyard wasn't flooded, was it?
I don't believe it was, no.
Oh, Ickers are the slime guys. I don't remember, but they're not called sirens, is my point in the present. They're called something else. Anthea, thank you. Oh, Ezra hasn't fought the twins. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is, I mean... What? There's gear 3. So now we are in wheel...
That's not what we're...
Wait, is the wheel going to just be here, though?
It could be.
It is!
It is!
All right, well...
Cruise and go.
There you go. Just the absolute killer Siren's Cave. Now, Roenmaru does have to go through the entire pyramid, but at this point, Ezra3 doesn't even have that B key card, so Roenmaru in a pretty significant
I believe
lead.
we're going to see that B key card here unless Roenmaru warped out of the towers, checked something, and then came back for...
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. So finally, there was something behind Oculus, which was Ezra's one advantage for most of this seed, and Roenmaru ironically finds it first. Like, that is this tournament if I have ever seen it. And Ezra's immediately making the correct call. Oh my gosh.
Well, I think he has like 2 checks left.
Yeah, that's true.
This is just the most dense location he has.
Yeah. So this is, after all, going to be a very, very close race. Just Roenmaru, without some seriously tragic accidents here against these final bosses, is it's his turn, or his race to lose here, getting a Genza.
Roenmaru classic hit it with everything.
Yeah. Just cycle through.
If it works.
Cycle through your entire jewelry box. That looks to me like it is auto fire. So if you just kind of just keep going through all of your loadouts and none of them are the same, you're getting a hit on all of those. And we have the twins at Nightmare. This should be very, very fast.
The Golden Idol itself, weak to blunt damage, but I think we're just going to see Plasma here.
Yeah.
We've got that melee auto fire. There's no need to think. Plasma takes care of all aiming for us.
All right, and that is...
That is exclamation points for Roenmaru.
GG's and exclamation points, Roenmaru. Official time of 47:48. So GG's there. What an end to the seat here. Ezra's going to be following up right here. This was a great race. Hello there. Greetings, Roenmaru, and congratulations.
Hi guys. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what an ending to the seed.
I'm so nervous.
Yeah, what an
That's
ending
fair.
to the seed. Just an absolute chaotic ending, finding the two missing pieces of the time spinner basically back to back.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this I get Will here and Gomori and just fight the last boss very fast.
Yeah, you actually fought, you got that second gear from the Ifrit fight, or I guess it was Boots at Ifrit. Ezra actually dipped in there and died to that Boots fight because he did it at a way lower level than you. So it was a really good fight on your part. It was very, very well done. You actually had a lot of really, really good boss fights in this entire seed. And it came out, it was this close where Ezra got that wheel right as you finished.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
close,
so Ezra's finishing up right now.
Yeah. In the beginning, I think I grow up, level up, or more fast because a lot of damage in the bag.
Yeah, you had
Absolutely,
a ton of
yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
All the damage you could ever need.
Yeah, we actually see you were doing over 100 on the Golden Idol with your Plasma Orb. Ezra doing 87 here. You did find that Selen's Bangle very, very early in the seed, so you had a lot of level advantage, and you also had done a lot of killing of enemies early in the seed as well, which gave you a pretty significant experience advantage. As Ezra finishes up, exclamation points in chat for Ezra, and we already do have Ezra in the race room with us. GG's Ezra, what a race.
GG's.
GG's.
So, Ezra, you basically picked up the wheel right as Roenmaru put in a done. Just, I mean, I hate to ask, but like, how did that feel?
Well, I wasn't aware of where my opponent was, of course. So I didn't know what was happening or what wasn't happening. But yeah, it felt kind of wild to basically get the wheel as like one of the last few available checks ever. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wheel could have actually been pretty much like only one of a couple of things, like the tablet and the wheel.
Yeah.
Because even if it was a laser access, it was only the second one.
There might have been one other check available, so technically we could have had 2 laser access, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, there was Spider Hell in the tower, which I don't know. I know Roenmaru went into Spider Hell and left. Didn't have the tech to deal with those Hellgazers. So I think that was unchecked.
Well, are you talking about the one in Vandergroth Tower?
Yeah.
Because I definitely got that check, and that one didn't have laser or wheel.
Yeah, so yeah, we had some problems with dropped streams, so there were some checks that may have happened that we didn't get to see. So yeah, okay. So there really weren't that many checks left.
It was very easy for me to get through Spider Hell because I had Plasma Orb, and Plasma Orb takes care of the spiders amazingly well.
Yeah, for sure. That was...
You get this Plasma Orb early?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think to battle Elena, but I'm not confident on my level. So for the less.
Yeah, you were 100% more comfortable with the amount of HP you had because you were leveling more and the damage. There wasn't a single boss that you passed up. If it was even remotely in your way, it was dead.
All right.
Yeah, it was a really good race. Like you could see, it was incredibly close. The official race time difference between you two was about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So like, that's a pretty tight race, all things considered.
Yeah.
I think guys, I hope you all appreciate the race. I think it's good to see. So, thanks for all to stream. Thanks for all in the chat. Thanks to this race, Ezra. Thanks for Speedgaming for propose this tournament. So, thanks to all.
Yeah. And thanks again, Roenmaru, for hopping into the tournament, and congratulations on the win. This win will take you further into that second chance bracket, and your next opponent will be...
False up.
Yeah, so...
Oh, hard. So hard.
Best of luck with that. I mean, I think from anything that we've seen in this tournament, anything's possible, really. The Waffle Soup is quite good.
Yeah, in the last tournament, I don't win any races.
So you got one win here.
Lord Raid, my first race for Lord Raid, and second race for Tating, and I lost 2 races.
Well, you got to win this time, so you got to win on the board. So best of luck in the next match, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that match between you and Waffle Soup. Ezra, unfortunately, this is kind of the end for you here, but it's not the end for what we're doing here on Timespinner Randomizer. So keep your eyes peeled, and we'll have some more events, and I hope you join in on those.
Yeah, it's been fun.
But yeah, that having been said, this was, again, a great race. Again, 2 minutes and 20 seconds between the finishes. That's just... we've gotten tighter races, but it doesn't happen often. So thank you so much to the both of you for an entertaining race. Zed, before we cut the stream here, do you have any final words for us?
Be sure to wishlist Timespinner 2.
Indeed.
Always.
Wishlist Timespinner 2.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, so thanks, everybody. Thanks to both of our runners. And Zed, thanks for joining me in the booth. I'm Wef Jubster, and I appreciate all y'all. Wishlist Timespinner 2, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thanks, guys. Good night.